Today I'll be telling you about RedditSeer, a program that from an abstract point of view begins its setup from next sentence prediction. Using a variety of techniques from artificial intelligence and natural language processing, I use something called named entity recognition and sentiment analysis, what users make predictions about the future and which users have the right predictions. Because Reddit has such a massive amount of generated data, and based on what ends up being true over time, we can predict who and what will continue to be right. RedditSeer uses users' predictions and compares it against real-time data. And using this, we're not making predictions about the future, but we'll predict who will predict the future. What's really interesting about this is now we have an accurate text measurement of what is powerful and what is popular. And so the first thing that I had to do to get my data was use the Reddit Pro API, and using that, I got the top 10 comments of the top 10 posts from the past week. Using this, what proper nouns from named entity recognition are mentioned within the text. If the text mentioned, I'll be able to search for it later. And then I count out which proper nouns are mentioned the most often. And then over time, I'm able to find out the sentiment analysis that by using a block of text, it can figure out what the polarity of a sentence is. And by using sentiment.polarity, I know whether or not they have positive or negative predictions of a certain entity, and find out how it actually performs, and whether or not some of the entities mentioned in Hearthstone are actually performing against their user predictions. So that data took a moment to run. That Galacron is an example of an entity that has done extremely well for itself. However, in its user predictions on Reddit, it was perceived to be a negative loss. It can be used to display data of a variety of things, whether or not people's relationships are going well over time, or how stocks are performing based on perceived value versus actual outcome, or NBA, where players have to compete